Welcome to this series where we are taking a look at the 1.8 update for Empyrion Galactic Survival. This was released in June 2022 if you're watching this in the future. In the last part we came to this snow planet and we were working on the Titans, and that's where I want to pick up in this part. But first, a little bit of an update of what I've done since the end of that video is I've gone out and done a fair amount of exploring. And what I have done is I found two crash ship vessels which have got some nice cluster of thrusters on them. One thing I do want to do is pick these up, but of course the main focus of this part is going to be completing the mission and moving on. Also been mining all the Promethium I could find. I think there's just one up here, but there's still another 5 to go. I've also picked up quite a substantial pile of raw what we call it, titanium. Generally I don't like to carry large amounts of titanium ore with me, because normally when you're out and about and you're going to be upgrading and building ships, what you really need is titanium plates. But it pays to have a little bit of titanium ore in there, but you don't need vast quantities. And while we're actually looking at this constructor, I just want to talk about a question that somebody posed in the comments about the availability of Zarkosium and Estrum. And you can see here I've got 62 Zarkosium ingots and 26 Estrum ingots. Now, I'll be completely upfront. These are the two resources that you will probably struggle to find in their native state, i.e. as ore. Once you get out into the galaxy, you can find Zarkosium deposits on hot planets, I think, and Estrum on cold planets. Occasionally, you will get a very rare treasure in the form of a Zarkosium or Estrum asteroid. And if you enter a system and it tells you that there's one in the system, it's certainly worth hunting around to find it. When you're starting out, where do you get your Zarkosium and Estrum from? Well, the trick is to get it from resources, and that takes me back to what I was showing you. The fact it'd be easier just to show it to you on the constructor. Now, one kind of hidden resource of Estrum and Zarkosium are power coils. Now, in the past, you used to be able to farm power coils off of drones, and it still can be done if you take down some of the larger drones, but they're still very rare. So the real sources of Estrum and Zarkosium are actually loot, either in the form of ingots or the hidden ones, which is, if I show you here, if you look for, two common loot items, which I think some people look at and think, oh well, why bother? Why do I need this? And that is base tier 2 repair base. Now these come up quite often. And these are great for dropping into the workshop if you want to build a CV. So some of these also have like hidden things, like I was saying with the power cores. You can see that this tier 2 repair bay not only just gives pure Zarkosium alloy, it's also got 6 power coils in it, which when dropped into the workshop will translate into Zarkosium and Estrum. So even though it's not listed there, it will translate. And another one is, if I can find them, tool turrets. You can see it down here again. This tool turrets will give you 50 Zarkosium alloy plus a little bit extra from the 1 power coil. Also CV drills, and these will also give you Zarkosium. So it's the Estrum that can often be quite difficult, and it also goes for some of the other higher tier components. Now, for some reason, if you're looking for Zarkosium Estrum and you don't want to put it in the workshop, the solution is, I can't remember now, I've got to make sure I try and give you the correct information, is a deconstructor here. Now in the vanilla game, the deconstructor can only be put on a base, but what you can do is if you build up enough items that you want to deconstruct, what you can do is drop down on a planet, build a very simple deconstructor base, and then put everything through it and turn it back into the base components. So that is something to bear in mind with Zarkosium and Estrum. And I suppose the upfront way is to say, don't bother looking for ore deposits on especially during the beginning of the game. What you're looking for is loot boxes. And again, even if you're not planning on building a ship, if you loot a place and find one of those tier 2 repair bays or tool turrets, at the very least chuck them up in the workshop. If you never use them, that's fair enough, but there's always a chance you may build up enough there for a ship. Now, another comment I got, which is becoming a little bit of a fixation actually, and this is from Snafu, and he talked about putting belly turrets on an SV. And of course, one of the problems with an SV is it's got to be able to dock. But probably the front of this, the Silver Shady, is probably a good example. I mean, I thought if you could move the Gatling guns back to, say, onto an underwing position. Let me just turn the latest on so you can see it. And then you've got this recess at the front, so you could possibly put a front-mounted turret here, a bit like what you see in the these combat helicopters in actual real life. They often have a front-mounted minigun underneath the nose, so you could probably put one in there and still land it. And it would also go for the rear. So rather than just extending the undercarriage, the other alternative I was kind of thinking is that, like, this ship's got horizontal wings, but if you say you put in one of the wing segments so it came down, you could also put the docking point out or in the form of landing gear away so that you could have a belly mounted turret underneath. But I really like the idea of having them in casements. The other alternative is that you don't use this as a wing and you extend this out and then possibly have under wing turrets, which could then be used to fire. So it's a concept I really want to take a look at. I'm getting a little bit digressed. This isn't meant to be a video on options for building things. And so what we're going to do is I need to move, because at the moment we're next to, I think it's the mid section of the Titan. And what we need to do is move to the rear section now. Oh, I've got so much stuff. Where's the rear section then? It's the front. It's behind me. I suppose it goes without saying that it would be behind me. There it is. Crash Titan rear. So what we got to do is go in here, find a console. Golems can be the source of the raw ores, but it's a very painful process trying to get Zarkosium or any rare resource from golems, simply because they're well, you only get a few bits and pieces. Let me just see, what are you shooting at? They're probably a long way out. Just to show you guys. I know normally I just do a shift F pick up, but one thing I have noticed, they seem to have nerfed this a little bit actually, but anyway, we'll just land here I think. One tip I will say is that if you go round and take down the large minigun drones, you won't run out of 15mm ammunition. Turn the thrusters off. Here's somebody walking around here. Right, it says the token console is inside. I think can't remember if I've got the VA boost on actually. Okay, so let me just check. I think I took it off, so we might need to keep an eye on the temperature. Jetpack on. Yes, I have. I can hear a spider or something. Right, it's telling me that the we're gonna have to get up into there, aren't we? Hey, where did you come from? You cold weather spiders, are you? Actually, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to land on top, I think, and then maybe come down. We'll just use the another one here. Okay. That straight in on it. Updating total module, start procedure, attention, another hidden log file has been detected, play file. Token module sequence 3 updated, confirm the complete sequence. Override code recovery main key has been fully updated. Attention, completion of recovery token has unveiled 2 more log files. I'm not going to play the extra information because it's just very verbose. Access the main command console on the bridge to reactivate the assembly process and proceed. Now off to the bridge. What we're going to do is I'm just going to wander around because I think I'd like to do the next part actually in daylight. That sniper rifle, wow. Somebody also asked about epic weapons and the fact that when they watch people playing like me, we seem to magic epic weapons out of the thin air. And epic weapons in the game are purely random. And I'll be completely upfront. I've played games where I've quite literally found an epic weapon within about the first hour of starting a new game. And I've kind of gone there, found a loot box, and there's been an epic weapon inside it. Quite often the first one you tend to find is an epic shotgun. But as you can see, I've managed to get a sniper rifle and the epic pulse rifle. But for some reason this time round, I haven't actually been able to find the epic shotgun. So it is purely random, and I've actually played games where I've quite literally played for hours and visited multiple planets and not been able to get any epic shotguns or any epic weapons whatsoever. So it is purely random, and now I've lost myself inside of here. I don't know, I doubt very much if there's been any. We got a little bit of fuel. 1069 35 fuel. Might find some oxygen in here as well. How we doing? Another minute or so till daylight. The reason I want to wait for daylight is that if my memory serves me correctly, we may get attacked with drones, and I don't really want to fight them in the dark. It's quite a little bit easier to fight them. I think we could probably go up here. I think this comes up to this level. I've got to find my... I think we can just... There it is. I knew I'd find it eventually. We're just... just shove some of the stuff. Actually, we can put the stuff directly in the raw. Put the spider meat in there. Put this in the loot box. For food. And constructor in. Get rid of all that lot. And general supplies. Now I think the command console is just there. So we're just going to fly around a little bit. I need to pick up some lumber before we leave. Again, if you're looking for materials to build a CV, these Titans are absolutely brilliant. And buried in them are some pretty good stuff, especially the raw materials for a fairly big CV. And I think probably before we leave, I might pick up some of those raw materials. In fact, I might core one of these Actually, I think we're probably close enough now, so we're just going to get in here so we can... Whoops. Here we go. Oh, thought that might be the core. Commando codes reassemble, override code black accepted, access granted, updating Wave Rider database, IDA service reinitializing. It's about time. Hello, Commander. I'm afraid that there are a few things that happened before and shortly after our issue on Upper Palona Station, and all our voyage was not able to tell you. So really, IDA is not very forthcoming, are they? I'm afraid that I am still partially blocked from some important files by the remains of the Wave Rider protocol. Thanks to you retrieving the code sequence from Code Black, I am able to remove the digital seals. What I can say after having analysed just the raw data I can now access, this is a whole transport to Andromeda did not happen by accident. That would be quite disturbing. You are right, it should be impossible to have foreseen the complex sequence of events up to this point. I have no answer for that, Commander. However, I have analysed the current situation. Please summarise. The whole operation seems to have been totally different goals that the ones of the teams that were told. They should have been a short trip to Proxima Centauri to get more Pentaxid to help Earth survive, but we ended up with billions of light years beyond the point in Andromeda. As the fleet left the Jupiter orbit, apparently forced by the Wave Rider protocol, the irregular vortex that we dropped into might have been the reason for the passage to Andromeda, a wave front which has pushed us further than the warp drive could have achieved alone. It seems like this is not an accident, but we are finally planned to the minute. I am also not sure of our little 1 year delay with the accident either, planned as well or random side effect. The fleet was attacked immediately upon arrival here, which makes us think that somehow the Xerax were waiting for them. Risk that probably did pay out. Yes, very likely, yes. I found the last available bridge protocol. It's partly destroyed though. July 26, 2473, Admiral Brenner, Commander Mercer. Sir, we can't wait any longer. Its unknown enemy is amassing more of their more ships. We already lost 2 transports, and the Titan will not stand a chance. Please get to the shuttle. Mercer, this is not your command. Get out of here and take the Arden with you. You must investigate the anomaly we found, but when entering the system, we'll report to Admiral Perez on the Grand. How shall we? Loud explosion. Log damaged. This is Admiral Brenner. All personnel abandoned ship. I repeat, abandoned ship. The Titan is lost. All personnel go to the rescue pods. And the Grand and the rest of the fleet will warp out any minute. We seem to have blanks here. By Thea, make contact to the Grand. We only send Vice Admiral contact established. Then don't have a lot of time left. We're pulling the enemies away from you. We have detached the old relic, a planetary remnant. The wave front originates from there. We need to stay. Okay, end of message. At least it's something. At least we know that most of the fleet survived and retreated to an undisclosed location. It would be really brilliant if there was part of the mission was you eventually found the fleet and there was a nice capital vessel for you to take over. So what can we do? Although the Wave Rider protocol knocked me out, and the suit subsystems gathered invitations, it seems like the long-range antenna array on this wreckage is still working. If I can power them for a few minutes, I can send an emergency broadcast. This would mean the Xerax would send everything they have in position, give the military sites nearby. That this will leave only you a few moments to get prepared for them. Better fight them with your vessel than on foot. Either way, you need to keep the troops busy for a few minutes. Lock and load. I had a feeling that this was going to happen. I'm expecting drones. Where are you? They're probably just going to suddenly appear out of nowhere. Back to it says prepare for battle. It's probably the countdown here, so here they come. Oh, we got bombers. These can be a real pain in the neck to hit. Right, we got one. Got the minigun drones. We just need the There's no point trying to hit them with missiles. What you've got to do is try and stay within range of them like that. Right, have we got them all? There's certainly might be one just looking out. Nope, we've got a couple still flying around being obnoxious. Not find outposts. No, we can't. Problem's getting the range on them. This is where the turrets make a difference. You can get in close enough with the turret. I think we just got that guy. I think what we'll do is we'll just go down and loot the rocket drones. And that might draw the remainder towards us. So we'll just do a little bit of looting. And that might bring it in range of the turrets. Got him. I think we just blown him up. There's a bomber. Oops. I mean, the bombers are pretty good, worth getting. If you can destroy them, they are worth hitting. I think we got the final one. I think we're dropped through the ground there. We've got some power cells and some shells. That's it. Let's go back and see how much we've whether the TV's taken any damage. I doubt it. Then again, famous last words. I'm not. Sometimes it can be a bit difficult to tell, though. I'm not seeing any substantial damage. Oh, we got you, didn't we? Over there. Yeah, so we didn't get all the bombers from a loot perspective. Anyway, guys, that little bit of excitement over and done with. We'll turn the power off. Yes, I know you're decompressing the oxygen. So we got some power cells and a little bit of extra, some ammunition. Got some rockets as well. We can put that in there. Another thing I've also done is I've come to, I think it's the general supplies. No, it's in here. I've made a standard rocket launcher because I was out farming drones. I picked up 63 ordinary missiles. So what I've got is a mixture of missiles now. Right, what we got to do? Knock knock. Find the outpost. So does that mean that we've got? So we got a comma ray all the way down there, and we are there. So I think if we go to this crash capital vessel, and then come out this way, this little red patch here, I actually found out is the drone base. I know it's not marked on there, but you can always spot drone bases by the fact that they have a shield generator around them. Just, oops, that's it. Still growing, still growing. Up the fruit while we're here as well. there. It's just still growing. What I'm just tending to do is just pick the fruit up as I walk through, or whatever is finished growing whilst I walk through, and that can just get straight into the raw food. Just check the fridge in here. Yep, we're good. So what we're going to do is just jump into here. Clusters on. And we need to go south first. There's the crash capital vessel. So we're going to go south now. South now and see what we can find. There's a lot of neodymium on this planet as well. You can see there's 3 medium neodymium deposits on here. I've picked up a couple already. Oops, I can't show you there. I mean, I've picked up a couple already, but what I'll probably do is pick up a few more before I leave. But I'll do it off camera because it is a bit of a grind mining. I do really would like, and I would really like to get a mining SV so that I won't have to keep using the epic drill and having to mine by hand. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to head for the crash capital vessel, and I'll see you once I get there. Okay guys, what we're going to do is just make a very quick stop. I found another medium promethium deposit here, so we might as well swing in and take that. What I'm going to try and do is land actually on top of it like that, and then turn the thrusters off. Getting a bit low on fuel. The only one reason why I don't tend to like using the CV for too much exploring is very heavy on fuel. Though not that we've got a shortage. Yeah, see this. I do like to keep it topped up. And let's go down here. Up the drill. Okay, where is the... Okay. Game's playing annoying. Right, we're just going to get out here. So we're going to hook up to the instructor, and I'm just going to mine this out, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys. Now one of the quirks, if I show you here, I don't know if you guys can see it against the white, but one of the quirks when you mine promethium in this nodule format is that it always says 100% left, even when you've only got a little bit left. I think this is the last bit. The other thing also is that if you go here, when you do the last little bit, often it gives an extra loud explosion. And I think that, yeah, so that's a little tip with relation to when you mine. I think Promethium is the only one who uses this format where you've got to use the ore scanner. The rest just use textures, and they kind of, the percentage drops as you mine. But Promethium's always got that little quirk. Get out. The resource over there, I'm just going to swing by now, and just to, oh, we got something here. We got a level. Oops. So we're going up. So I went north instead of south. Okay. Well, we can. That's okay. That just means we've got to explore a little bit more of the planet, which isn't such a bad thing. Now, when you're checking crash capital vessels, this is one of the big prizes. If you come round the back, where is it? We just want to get close. What you'll see is on the back here, you'll see a cluster of thrusters, and there's also a really big thruster here. So this is like the big prize of crash capital vessels. When especially if you're looking for thrusters to build a capital vessel. I'm just going to here, and what we're going to do this time is break that. We're going to put this to building supplies. Oh, is it returning back to what I was saying at the beginning, you see I've got 2 repair bays in here. These are base repair bays and 1 tool turret. The reason I've got them in here at the moment rather than not in the workshop is, 1, I can carry them, and 2, at the moment I'm not really looking to build anything in the workshop. So personally I like to kind of hang on to the available resources until such time as I want to put them up in the workshop. Anyway, we're just going to get here. You can see all the thrusters here. And pick up the core, shove that back into that there. We might need it at the moment. Because, of course, if you want the full benefit of the thrusters, the first thing you've got to do is actually core the base. Otherwise, you can't recover these completely. I'm just going to come here. And what you'll see is that what we got on the end here is a regular large thruster. And of course, remember to retrieve, not so we can. Okay, that's already too big. As you can gather, these are really big, monsters. What we're going to have to do is go to the Pioneer. Just did I connect that? We'll put all the thrusters in the loot box so that you guys can get an idea of what they get. And even these medium thrusters are worth taking. Let's say there's a lot of thrusters on this ship. In fact, there's enough thrusters on this ship to build a small CV. So if you're on a starter planet and you come across this ship, you make it. Wow. What am I doing here? I thought I'd put that onto. Pay attention. 24,000. I thought I'd hook to building supplies. Okay, player. That's all. Building supplies. Right. I think I've got to the right one this time. We're just going to pick up that. I'm not paying attention. I'm talking too much. Now, these side ones, you will often... Oh, I was about to say, these side ones will often... The bit on the outside will drop off like that. But you can pick them up as... there. Just pick the... Across the top here, you've got 3 small thrusters. Again, it's all really good stuff here. You've got some medium slant thrusters here. They actually stabilized this crash ship. In the past, if you took it apart the wrong way, it would actually self-destruct. That one. It's a core in here, which not a core, an RCS. Now, for anyone who's new to the game, you probably might wonder what the purpose of RCSs are. RCSs are ways of improving the performance of your ship by putting them in, but they're not using them is not so common as it was in the past. In fact, if you look at old ships in the workshop, and if you spawn them in creative mode, what you'll find is that some of them have got masses of RCSs, because before they brought in the aerodynamic model and some of the other variations, RCSs were quite important. But now they're not quite so important. They're plus, I can't remember offhand what they are like, but they are very heavy on CPU. So if you want to use RCSs, you don't really want to use too many of them. I think that's probably about all the available ones, though I'm not 100% sure. Nope, we've still got 3 more to go. We've got 3 enclosed thrusters. Again, if you can't find them and you know you want the thrusters, so what you do is you just mark them like this to step outside, and then if you use the game will tell you where the thruster actually is. It's buried in there. But before you pick it up, always remember to switch off it, otherwise you're going to get a white marker there for ad infinitum. Oops. So what we need to do now is find the next one, probably. So Oh, these are the exterior ones. What am I faffing around for? There's one there. Again, we'll just turn this off. Take that. Give me 408 steel plates. And we've got one more to go. Which is, this one might be, oh, it's just there. And we've got everything there. We've got a cargo box in, I think I saw. I don't know what's in it. We've got a bit of junk. Yep, so I don't want that. We're out of range. Okay. Aha. Okay, we'll do it. I'm not actually sure why that won't do it this way. Crash capital vessel. Pioneer. Structure in. And now we've got out everything of importance, just to show you. I mean, there's nothing else there. We've got everything of good. Now, if you really want steel blocks, which is technically I do want plates, what you can do is you can, oops, actually just salvage now. What you can do is if you undermine, here it comes. And you can just fly through, pick up as much as you can. A little bit more there. Got to be very quick. It wasn't quick enough, but that's okay. And we've just now got a great big pile of things. If we go to, I think we're still hooked general supplies, building supplies. You can see we've got 2,086 there. Just get rid of that there. So we've got a whole load of stuff from there. You can see, more importantly, we've got one large thruster, 22 medium thrusters, and 5 small thrusters from here. Although I think I might have had a couple of thrusters in here. Now, bearing in mind that I've also found, well, we'll get rid of this back here. Remove the tags. We're not going to come back here. Bearing in mind that I've also found another one down in the south. That is more than, so 2 of these crash vessels, and you've got more than enough thrusters and everything else to build a pretty big capital vessel. I mean, if you look at the fact that this ship has got what we got 10, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, and these are all medium thrusters. So the Pioneer has got 22 thrusters on it. If you compare that with what we've now got in here, we just shove all this stuff in so that's in the right place. So effectively I've got enough thrusters to build another Pioneer from scratch. Of course, we've got all the other stuff to build. And more importantly, we got that one large thruster. Now, the main reason I'm very interested in that one large thruster is the fact that eventually I want to extend the Pioneer to make it into a carrier ship, because it's never going to be a combat CV. Eventually it will become my carrier CV. And what we'll be doing is, apologies, I'm kind of going off on all tangents, is we got these nacelles here, and eventually what we could do is extend them out and then drop one of the large thruster in, which is a 2x2. But of course, the other thing we're also going to need is the CPU to do that, because I can't remember what's the CPU on one of these large thrusters is 133,000. So there's no way we can put that on the ship at the moment. Once we've got the ability to upgrade the capital vessel to, say, I can't remember what level we on at the moment. CPU, so you're probably talking getting up to at least, well, the tier 3, but the tier 4. Those thrusters will give us quite a lot of is probably the correct way of saying it. Actually, we need I need some oxygen, and we also need some food as well. So, of course, this planet doesn't have breathable atmosphere. Food and meds. eat some steaks because these are my kind of backup food supply. And we'll just jump in the ship. Turn the thrusters on. And what we're going to do now is go south and get to the location that we're meant to be going to. So here we are, we're approaching the comma ray. What I would suggest is that if you don't have a shielded CV, use the SV for reconnaissance, because you can guarantee that this will be defended. Yeah, you can see the Xerox fortification there, 539 away. Don't risk your CV, even a shielded CV may have a few problems. So what we're going to do is we're just going to park here and thrusters off out. And what we'll do is we'll go in with the SV. Oh, we'll pick the food stuffs up when we come back. So going off here, got enough of what we want to do. We're only going to do a recon. Whoops. We know there's a fortification there. It's telling us the comma ray is over there. But of course what we're going to need to do is go into that area there, but go to the comma ray first. I think that's a derelict tower. It's an old tower. So here's the comma ray. What the game wants you to do, well, I'll just demonstrate it. It's a little bit... get close to the station console so I can take a look at their database. We'll play the story thread, but be warned that life can get interesting here. So just get in close. There shouldn't be any hostile patrols here, even though we are in Xerox territory. Although it's always something worth considering. This is another reason why you really want a turret on an SV. So we'll just get in here. Make sure we got weapons loaded. And we need to find the door. It's in here somewhere. It is. As far as I remember, should be no. Yeah, the station computer has some interesting info. The radar site is heavily defended, but there is a teleporter set up at the side entrance of one of the perimeter stations right here. Find the teleporter and use it. My feeling it's in there, but we've got to get rid of him first. Right, now this is a two-way teleporter, or it was. Again, tip here that whenever Elion do an update, don't take anything for granted, no matter how many times you've done a POI. But we'll just do a quick reload and we'll just teleport in so I can show you where we're going. You come into this safe room here. It says you need to find the core room. Yeah, thank you, game. Of course, we've got a nice loot box here. Oh, yes. The fact it's only the only one there, it just makes them wonder whether that is actually a hard-coded reward as part of the mission. So we've now got an epic shotgun. Now we could kind of soften the... Oops, don't want to do that. I did that wrong. Okay. Not the epic shotgun, it's the pulse run. Actually, what we can do is use this tool. Lovely little... Always gets me that this sounds like a pulse rifle, but it's actually a laser rifle. Now, this is the way that you can actually attack this base, but it's not a method that I would recommend, to be honest. Well, it'll be the next part actually, to be honest, guys, because we are kind of running ahead of what I'll do is I'll just go round and do this first level, because of course the problem we've got is that tier 2 sniper rifle is haven't got much loot carry capacity, so you know, this is kind of doing the POI the hard way. So we've got drill. So reload again. I don't think there's any more spawners here. Basically what these rooms do is they go round in a kind of a circle. Gotcha. A whole load of bridges here and mid stations. Certainly eat that. No point lugging the sandwiches around. I think the sound effect, the rumbling, is due to the fact that the game still thinks we're near the... Oops! I missed that one. Okay, we'll just eat that. Take the milk. Reload. Probably mech in here. Any... Reload. Here comes Mr. Shotgun guy. Not going to go through any of these side rooms, so some more food supplies there. This is the way in. I'm sure there used to be a med bay up here, or is it? Oh, there it is. You get shot, you can come to the med bay here. So they feel a little bit sorry for you, and also I think the oxygen, the O2 station is there. So you can keep fighting through like this, but you can see we're already pretty well full up with junk already, and we haven't even got to the good bits of this space. Effectively, what on one of these floors just here is where we've got to go next, but we'll be doing that in the next part. And what I'm going to do is we're just going to go back to... If I can get rid of this horrible rumbling noise in my ear. Got rid of it. I don't think there's any other loot in here. So, come back out here, find the SV. And just to finish off, I'll do a recon of the area. Oops. You can see now that they've actually put the core room where we got to go. It's just there, but you can see we've got the outer defences here that need to be taken down. There's also some plasma drones in here. These fortifications they're not particularly that kind of powerful. Got something around there, which is, I think these are just abandoned, destroyed mining towers, and this is where our missile capability comes in, and we can just swoop in. If you've got a shielded SV, that's what you can do. I mean, of course, if you haven't got a shielded SV, life's a bit more complicated, but you can still take these down. The trick is to get in really close like this, and getting really close, you can normally destroy them. Anyway, just get in here. I know I shouldn't do this, but I like my looting drones because farming drones is a very good way to get ammunition, fuel cells, and some of the other nicer goodies, especially the higher level ones. Anyway, guys, this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. What I will do off camera, guys, is take down these fortifications. You can see for this type of ship, it's very easy. And what that will mean is where I give us the maximum amount of time to actually take down the radar station. So until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.